This story begins like a celebration. Children are laughing, the sun is warm, neighbors gather in the open square, just as they always do. Nothing feels wrong, and that's exactly how it gets away with what comes next. The Lottery, published in 1948 by Shirley Jackson, takes place in a small rural village. There is no villain, no ominous warning, no sense of danger, just families, friends, children playing in the dirt, and a tradition that no one questions anymore. At first, the story feels almost comforting. The language is simple. The setting is familiar. The tone is calm, even nostalgic. This could be any town, any year, any group of people who believe that what they've always done must be harmless. That is the trick. Jackson doesn't shock you. She disarms you. She invites you to relax. The villagers gather the same way they do every year. They talk casually. They joke. They wait. Even the children seem to understand their role, though they don't fully understand why. And no one explains it, because in this town, explanations are unnecessary. Everyone already knows how this works. Slowly, quietly, the rules of the gathering begin to surface. Not all at once, not loudly. Just enough for you to realize that this is not a celebration. It's a selection. And once that becomes clear, something else becomes clear too. No one is surprised. The people don't argue. They don't question the logic. They don't challenge the fairness of it. They participate. This is where the story begins to turn. Not with violence, not with anger, but with acceptance. The lottery is carried out efficiently, ritually, almost politely. And when the final result is revealed, the reaction is not outrage. It's resignation. This is the moment when the story punishes the reader. Because by now, you understand what's happening. You've followed the rules. You've accepted the premise. You've let the ritual unfold. And in doing so, you've become uncomfortably close to the people in the village. That discomfort is the point. The lottery is not about cruelty. It's about normal people doing something terrible, simply because it has always been done. No one believes they are evil. They believe they are responsible. They believe they are practical. They believe they are maintaining order. Tradition becomes a shield. It protects them from guilt, from reflection, from asking whether the ritual still makes sense. What makes the story truly unsettling is how ordinary everyone is. These are not monsters. They're neighbors. They have children. They share meals. They laugh together. And when the moment comes, they do what tradition demands. The story never offers a justification. It doesn't explain how the lottery began. It doesn't argue for its necessity. It simply shows what happens when a community values tradition more than conscience. And then it ends, abruptly, quietly, without moral commentary. That silence is intentional. Jackson doesn't tell you what to think. She leaves you with a question instead. How many traditions do we follow without remembering why? How many harmful rituals survive, not because they are necessary, but because they are familiar? The most disturbing part of the lottery is not the ending itself. It's how calm everyone is when it happens. Because no one believes they are doing something wrong. They believe they are doing what they're supposed to do. And that belief is far more dangerous than cruelty. The lottery doesn't warn us about violent people. It warns us about obedient ones. People who never stop to ask whether tradition deserves loyalty, or whether it's simply learned compliance passed quietly from one generation to the next. This was The Lottery, a story that looks harmless until it isn't.